Hey everybody. I'd like to thank you for watching, but could someone explain this to me? I don't understand this at all. Okay. A lot of people wanna take the success of Demon Pop K Hunters, which is a movie that premiered on Netflix, and they want to oppose it to Disney's recent failures like Elio, which was a very big failure, and I don't really get how one impacts the other. Again, Demon K-pop Hunter is a Netflix movie that came out on Netflix, and Elio was theatrically released, even though Demon K-pop Hunters did get a limited theatrical release where it did make some money, but not really enough to be, worth mentioning. But what I'm just trying to say is I just feel like that there's a narrative being spun here on the internet that tries to make a roadmap between these animated features that don't actually exist. Because there's a movie that came out of China called Nezha 2, which is a sequel to the Nezha movie. And this movie made $2.5 billion. So why isn't this being mentioned? Is it because the people maybe making the narrative about demon K-pop hunters in Disney are ignorant, or does it just not fit into their narrative? Because Nezha 2 is the highest grossing movie of the year, and you would think this animated movie, which is the highest grossing movie of the year, that made $2 billion would be worth mentioning, but no, I don't hear anybody really on the internet mentioning this. And again, I ask, is this because of ignorance, or does it not fit into your narrative? Because I just really don't get it with Demon K-pop hunters. These are like, different ways it's being measured. It's being measured by its watch time, where Elio is being measured by, its box office success. And you can't really compare the two because, how does, the watch hours on Netflix equate monetarily, to the box office, which is, directly linked to dollars? I'm not really sure how you can compare the success of watch hours on Netflix and the box office revenue into the movies. It's just not really making sense to me. Again, it just seems to be a narrative of people trying to compare two things that you can't truly directly connect. Because again, the Nezha making $2.5 billion, that would be a better comparison to Elio rather than a movie that, premiered on Netflix. And I'm not really understanding this narrative. I just wanted to know that if somebody could explain this to me. I feel like that these animated movies should be judged on its own merits. I haven't seen either, but apparently, K-pop Hunters did what it did right, and Elio did what it did wrong. It doesn't really make sense to compare about the others. Again, you know, premiering on different, platforms. One is on a streaming platform, one is in the movies. So I just say that these movies should just be compared to and of itself and not try to be bridged together by some narrative. Because if anything, you talk about how K-pop Hunter show what Disney did wrong. It's just like, Disney tends to sometimes struggle with original animated movies. If anything, they'll just probably go to more sequels, which we're gonna get next year. I don't think Demon Pop K Hunters was this whole big gotcha moment to Disney. I, you know, think that people are trying to frame it to be with this narrative. All right, that's just what was on my mind. I would like it if someone in the comments could explain to me the rationalizing of this whole Disney to K-pop narrative. I want to know what you think. You could tell me in the comments below. Thank you for watching.